Today, we're making Coke. Wait, not that kind. This kind. We're making Senku Cola from Dr. Stone with only 4 ingredients. This is the cola that was promised to Gen in exchange for his loyalty to the Kingdom of Science. And the ingredients for this recipe were reviewed by Mecha Senku. We need carbonated water, cilantro, lime, and caramelized honey. The actual recipe and measurements were not mentioned, but I got you covered. Starting with 4 limes, we have to remove their wax layer before zesting. Simply run them under warm water to soften the wax and scrub with a little bit of baking soda. If you don't mind eating the wax, you can skip this step. I totally won't judge you. Rinse off the baking soda and you should be good. Once your limes are squeaky clean, you can start zesting them using a microplane. Oh my gosh, I can't even begin to tell you how good this smells. My kitchen smells like the cleanest bathroom in the world. Make sure to mainly get the green parts and avoid the white. The white part is called the pith and it has a very bitter taste. So the less of that we have, the better. One last sniff, I'm definitely not addicted. For the cilantro, we need about 10 grams of its leaves. To be honest, I don't like cilantro. I think I have that cilantro tastes like shit gene, so I'm curious how this grounded up cilantro drink will taste to me. Finally, chop up the leaves or cut them up with scissors. The best way to extract the cilantro flavor would be to use a mortar and pestle and fully grind it up. But I don't have one, and neither do you. So I'm just gonna smash it with the back of my ceramic spoon instead. Okay, this was a terrible idea because every time I scrape the bottom of the bowl, I die a little bit inside. I will say this combination does surprisingly smell like cola. Into the same bowl, juice your limes. Times like this, I really wish I had more upper body strength. Mix the 3 ingredients well and refrigerate for up to a day. The drink will be more green in color if you use the mixture immediately and lean more towards brown if you wait longer. For the honey, I'm gonna use this never-ending Costco honey that I've stored in my fridge forever. Why does this remind me of something unsanitary? Oh well, we're gonna caramelize the honey in a saucepan. Turn your stove to medium heat. Make sure to use the pot that can hold 3 to 4 times the amount of honey, since honey doubles and triples like crazy when cooked. Add 1 tablespoon of water, then 3/4 cups of honey. The little bit of water will help prevent the honey from burning too quickly, but if you add too much water, you'll just be boiling the honey silly. After a few minutes, it'll start to bubble. Turn the heat down to low and start to stir consistently to prevent the honey from burning. Don't stir too aggressively or else the honey will crystallize and you will cry. It may be difficult to see how much your honey is browning, so you can check by dotting a drop onto a piece of paper towel and tracking the progression over time. We're going for a relatively dark color that's close to burnt but not actually burnt since it'll affect the cola's taste. Caramelization begins when foam starts forming on the surface. You have to be careful from here as things go from a 0 to 100 real quick. Take it off the heat for a few seconds if it looks like it's gonna bubble over. Getting to this dark brown color took about 15 minutes for me, but your mileage might vary. Once it's brown enough for you, take the pot off the heat and quickly add your lime zest, cilantro, and lime juice into the hot honey. This will concentrate the flavors in the honey. Give it a taste and adjust with more lime juice or cilantro if you like. I added the juice of half a lime more. After letting the syrup cool for a few minutes, I set it in the fridge to chill and develop more flavor. While we're waiting, we'll quickly make the cola bottle prop. I tore out a brown paper bag to make the label, and I'm using a Coke bottle for that classic shape. Now that the cola syrup is sufficiently chilled, strain the cola syrup into a jar to get rid of any solids. You might need to use a spoon to help it along. And with all your syrup strained, we're ready to make the cola. Starting with carbonated water, I'm using the Topo Chico brand, which is really carbonated. I was so shocked that I dropped the camera that I was holding in my mouth. This would be a lot easier to do in a regular wide mouth glass if you're not trying to make a YouTube video. For this amount, carefully add 6 to 8 tablespoons of cola syrup. Due to the overwhelming carbonation, I could only add spoon by spoon. When you add it to a glass bottle like this, there's no good way to stir it, so just carefully tip it like this and back, preferably with clean hands. Seal off the top, and there you have it, Senku's Cola from Dr. Stone. I want it to be more cold, so I'm adding some ice. Let's give it a taste. Oh wow, it's actually pretty good. As a lifelong cilantro hater, the cilantro taste is actually really mild but adds a little something and pairs really nicely with the tart lime. Caramelizing the honey gives it a more complex flavor than just the regular sweetness. I'm actually really impressed by this combination of flavor. Comparing it to regular Coke just tastes like sugar water now. I'm gonna get a little sappy here, but drinking this is actually super bittersweet for me. I have a history of eating disorders, and even though I'm in a much better place now, the sense of guilt of drinking any kind of food, sugar, soda is just deeply embedded in me and surfaces whenever I have any kind of soda really. Not to be dramatic, but in a way making my own cola seems to be a step towards the good side. Like I can pat myself on the back and say I'm better now. I guess something trivial like this is all we need in life sometimes. Until then, take care friend.